I am proud to accept this award, but not just for myself, but for all of the collaborators that have worked with me and enriched my work. Policy research isn't a singular, solitary operation. It is a collaboration. And in its best way, it's a network. And that's really what we created in the Civil Rights Project with all the hundreds of studies we've done over the last 20 years. It has been an honor to work with so many talented colleagues from so many different backgrounds and places. I want to just say a word or two about policy. The reason I'm not with you today is that I am doing policy work. I'm with the Magnet Schools of America folks who are assembling in Los Angeles right now. And we've recently completed a collaboration of magnet school studies. And now I'm meeting with magnet school folks from all over the country. Part of the responsibility of policy researchers is to be there when people want to hear about your research, and it is an opportunity to learn, and it's an opportunity to share that's just invaluable. One of the problems about policy development in the United States is it really isn't made by people who are social scientists who read journal articles. It's made by people who need to have things presented to them and explained to them by folks who've done the research and will share with them and learn from them. One of the things that's important about policy is that it's not an event, it's a process, and it goes on for long periods of time. And if you're really going to make a difference in it, you have to be self-critical, you have to examine the facts as openly and carefully as you can, and to be honest in reporting your results. The thing that's extremely interesting for me in my career, and I think for many of my colleagues, is that we have the great privilege and responsibility to choose what we do research on. If we choose to do what the government wants us to do at any given period in time, it will almost always be something that's pretty harmless and won't threaten anybody in the status quo. The important thing is to decide what needs to be known and to figure out how to do it, and to do it anyway, whether or not you get a grant, and to figure out how to do it in the best possible way. We as researchers are extremely privileged. I've had the privilege of working at 6 great universities and to collaborate with many other institutions, and I've learned a lot from it. Good research has to be interdisciplinary. In our country, most of the policy is made by people who are trained in law, and often by courts and judges who aren't really familiar with the way social scientists think about facts. We have to be ready to cross over and explain and to learn from them about the framework in which they have to make decisions. And that would immediately tell us we have to research some things that really aren't in most journal articles. Legal interventions, for example, are triggered by showing a history of discrimination. It's not a major research topic in most of our fields. And then by showing that there is a remedy that would make a difference. That's very related to what we do. But crossing over those lines and figuring out how to explain and to be involved and to take the risks of involvement have been one of the most challenging and rewarding parts of my career. I consider myself to be extremely fortunate to have had the opportunity to work all my life on things I truly care about with people who are some of the outstanding researchers and advocates in the country. And it has been a blessing for me, both in terms of colleagues and students. And together we've been able to produce research that actually sometimes has changed outcomes for people who had no other voice. And other times we hope has helped set the agenda for helping our society get out of the deep troubles that it has had since the very beginning, and on which, unfortunately, it's now going backwards.